Hello and Assalamualaikum Dr. Salima. My name is Anik and I am representing Team Ratatouille. Today, I will be talking about the rodent inspection journey in New York City or NYC. Yes, even our little creatures want to join in the fun at the bustling city. However, there are bound to be nightmares for some, fearing or contracting unwanted disease. And this poor chap, Mr. Smith, was one of them. He, a head chef at Manhattan Steakhouse, had a trauma seeing a rat stealing his tomato. He did not even know there were rats all this while. He then wanted to follow up with the government to know if the rodent inspectors were doing their job to get rid of those rats. But even the government wants to better help people like Mr. Smith by targeting areas which require more rodent inspectors. So, the key question is, how can we help them to achieve their respective goals? And this is how we begin our journey, data science process style. Based on the issue, we formulated a few questions to be answered, like where are the rats? What is our inspector's progress? How many inspections? And where should we deploy them next? But we also need a data set for our analysis, and our data analyst Wizen found a data set on NYC rodent inspection dated 21st November 2020 from NYC Open Data Portal. He then proceeded to perform data cleaning, such as converting data types, including missing values, remove irrelevant columns, and so on. Now, the data is clean and our programmers, Rodent and Charlene, were eager to build a shiny app in the name of Rats of NYC under the technical guidance from Wizen and overall guidance from me. Once we have completed our exploratory data analysis, here I am, presenting our app as a means of solution to the problem. So, allow me to bring you on an interesting journey to understand our app on a deeper level. Basically, for this app, we have populated a few features that could solve the issue. Map for location detection, progress table for rodent inspectors, inspection charts for observing its monthly trends, and user guide for easier navigation. So, let me demonstrate how can we leverage Rats of NYC to extract meaningful information. Alright, so here we are with the tagline, tracking down rats at your convenience. So for laptops which has no widescreen, do view it at a 90% zoom to have a best experience for this app. So let's focus on the blue sidebar. So we have the application, or in other words, the main features for users to explore. We have the user guide for novice users to follow through step by step. See, we have step 1, 2, 3 and so on. Okay, so for the pictures, for visual guidance for you all, okay, we have also the link to our source code in GitHub and the data source from the NYC Open Data Source portal itself. And yes, about us, Team Ratatouille. Okay, so firstly, let's click the three lines to have a better view of our rat detection map and inspection progress table. Alright, so let's say we are at Brooklyn. Okay, let's say the year is 2018 and I want to adjust for the month, which is March. Basically, it's my birthday. Okay, so coming back to the more serious topic. Let's say if we choose by rat activity, because we just want to see the focused one. Okay, Woodbine Street. And here are the results. Alright, so we can see that for their rat inspectors progress, this job ID and still start at 1. At the initial stage. Okay, so basically this is really not a good progress and the government should consider deploying more rodent inspector for this particular region. Okay, so let's say if we choose a more densely populated area like Manhattan. Okay, once again, let me choose the year, let's say 2019. This time I move on to July. Okay, let's say I want to still filter for rat activity. For easier viewing, just choose one of the streets. Okay, so for here we can see two job IDs, but let's say if we want to see a more filtered view, we can always choose and filter by job ID. Basically, if you file a complaint to the government, and the government should give you a job ID. So let's say 6440160, and here we have filtered for one. Okay, let's say if I just change the month a bit. Okay, so here we have so many job IDs, but we didn't filter for any. Okay, let's say we didn't filter for any streets. Oh, okay, sorry, the streets are here. Okay, let's say if we filter by job ID 6440160, filtered, provided by the government. Here we can see what is the progress. So that is all for the rat detection and inspection progress. Moving on to inspection overview. So in here we can see the number of event counts since inception. And let's say if I choose initial, okay, and it changes to rat activity, and I just click on any of them, we can see the more detailed event in terms of streets. And this is for the bar chart, which records the top 10 events in terms of red signs and for number of tasks. Hence, if the area is critically high with rats, government can always choose to deploy more rodent inspectors for that area. Alright, proceeding to inspection breakdown, it is similar to inspection overview where we see the number of counts based on the inspections, types and results. However, here we are breaking down by borough and street names. So if by borough, let's say if I choose Manhattan, and if for street names I choose East 14th Street, so these are the values that we can see here. And based on inspection type, where initial is the initial inspections and compliance is the follow-up inspection from the initial, we can see the following results of rat activities, past inspections, failed due to contamination, and these are the lifetime values as shown. And if we move on to the inspection type by actions, we can see when they applied baits, when they monitor the bait, clean ups and apply the stoppages. So we can see the value for here and here for monitoring visit. Okay, cleanups no data because it's 0, and stoppages we have 1, and these are the medians based on the graph. And so this is the end of our tour, and I do hope that you have enjoyed it thus far. Wrapping up this presentation, it was indeed a roller coaster ride for us. While we leveraged our strengths to perform the best, we also did encounter some obstacles along the way. However, that did not stop us to come together as one to create a positive impact for society. We learned many things ranging from the most technical R programming to the very basic soft skills development, leadership, communication, critical thinking, to name a few. With that, do check out the links for our Shiny app, video presentation, GitHub, and dataset as a source of reference for self-exploration. Once again, my name is Alik from Team Ratatouille, signing off.